Hello everybody and welcome to series number 1 devoted to the learning theories and teaching approaches. So far we have explored two learning theories, namely Behaviorism and Cognitivism. As for this video, we will discover together the third learning theory known as Constructivism. If you are ready, let's get started. Here we go. As I have just mentioned, this is the third presentation, entitled Constructivism. Well, here are the learning outcomes. In this presentation, you will discover Constructivism and its basic assumptions and key principles, types, classroom implications, theories, and teaching strategies. So, what is Constructivism? Simply, it is an approach to learning, or we can say it is a theory of teaching and learning. When it was popular in the 80s. Now let's move to the types of Constructivism. It should be noted that there are three types. First, there is a cognitive constructivism that was based on John Piaget's work. Second, there is social constructivism that was based on the work of Lev Vygotsky. And finally, there is a radical constructivism developed by Ernst von Glaser-Feld. In the view of this theory, learners create their own knowledge based on their experiences and their interaction with the real world. A teacher in this theory plays a different role. He is a facilitator or a guide. As for the strategies or the classroom strategies, now there are three. There is a critical thinking strategy, synthesizing strategy, and finally reflection strategy. We are going to see that in details later. Now let's summarize what we have said. So in a nutshell, Constructivism became popular in the 80s and it created a foundation for modern learning theories. According to Constructivism, learners create their own knowledge based on their experiences and interactions with the world. Learners continuously create and refine new knowledge based on their ongoing experiences. So here we have to distinguish between the prior knowledge and we have the new knowledge. Examples of constructivist strategies include critical thinking, synthesizing, and reflection strategies. Now let's see the main principles of Constructivism. Number 1, knowledge is constructed rather than innate or passively observed. In other words, learners build the new knowledge upon the foundation of the previous learning or knowledge. Here, the prior knowledge is emphasized. Second, learning is an active process rather than a passive process. In other words, Constructivism states that learners construct meaning only through active engagement with the world, such as experiments or real-world problem solving. All knowledge. Thirdly, all knowledge is socially constructed. Learning is a social activity. It is something we do together in interaction with each other rather than an abstract concept. Thus, all teaching and learning is a matter of sharing and negotiating socially constituted knowledge. Fourthly, all knowledge is personal. Why? Because constructivism is based on your own experiences and beliefs. Knowledge in this way becomes a personal affair. Each person will have their own prior knowledge and experiences to bring to the table. Number 5, learning exists in the mind. So the constructivist theory posits or suggests that knowledge can only exist within the human mind, and that it does not any real world reality. Finally, motivation is key to learning. That is to say, students are not able to learn if they are not motivated. Now, the types of constructivism. There are different types of constructivism that educators can use to find success with this learning theory. First, there is cognitive constructivism that focuses on the idea that learning should be related to the learner's stage of cognitive development. Cognitive constructivism comes from the work of Jean Piaget and his research on cognitive development in children. The third type, social constructivism, focuses on the collaborative nature of learning. Knowledge develops from how people interact with each other, their culture, and society at large. Students rely on others to help create their building blocks, and learning from others helps them construct their own knowledge and reality. Social constructivism comes from Lev Vygotsky's works. The last one is called radical constructivism. It focuses on the idea that learners and the knowledge they construct tell us nothing real, only help us function in our environment. The overall idea is that knowledge is invented, not discovered. This theory was developed by Ernst von Glassfeld in 1974. Now here is the role of the teacher in a constructivist classroom. The primary responsibility of the teacher is to create a collaborative problem-solving environment where students become active participants in their own learning. From this perspective, and as I have mentioned before, a teacher acts as a facilitator of learning rather than an instructor. The teacher makes sure he or she understands the students' pre-existing conceptions and guides the activity to address them and then build on them. Scaffolding is a key feature of effective teaching, where the adult continually adjusts the level of his or her help in response to the learner's level of performance. The last point, in the classroom, scaffolding can include modeling a skill, providing hints or cues, and adapting material or activity. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share. Bye.